We'd like to thank everybody for their patience. If you're waiting to see the Remington Park update, we will be starting the show here when the counter hits 5 minutes and not zero. So just in about 90 seconds, we'll be starting the Remington Park update. Again, thanks for your patience. We'll begin soon.
Remington Park Update is sponsored by the Thoroughbred Racing Association of Oklahoma.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Remington Park Update. I'm Keith Stahl-Voorhees with RaceView Network. We're glad you're with us here this evening. Sorry for the delay. Had some technical problems, but we're getting things going. Kind of a short show here this evening, but we're going to introduce you to a few horses that will be competing on the closing night card at Remington Park, Friday, December 17th. Of course, there are 5 different stakes races that night, but it's all topped off by the $400,000 springboard mile, where some of the top 2-year-olds from across the country have converged on Oklahoma City, and they'll be battling it out in that 8-furlong, 1-mile contest on Friday night. 4 other stakes races, including the Trapeze Stakes, which is for 2-year-old fillies. They're going a mile in that one as well. The purse, $100,000. And a pretty good field here. And 2 of those horses have already met up earlier in the meet at Remington Park. One of those is Hit's Pricey Legacy. Been in the money with 2 wins, 2 seconds from 4 starts, and $97,000 plus in earnings. The filly is a daughter of Den's Legacy out of the Concord Point mare, High Price Hit. She won the Slideshow Stakes on November 12th. Running second in that race was Morning Twilight there, the 4-horse. Hit's Pricey Legacy is owned, bred, and trained by C.R. Trout. Morning Twilight ran second in the Slideshow, trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden by Stuart Elliott. She won the $100,000 Oklahoma Classics Lassie on October 15th by an ever-growing margin, just romped in that race. Morning Twilight running second to Hitch Pricey Legacy in the slideshow just a couple of weeks after that. Morning Twilight is owned by West Point Thoroughbreds, Edwin Barker, and Titletown Stables. She's ran out more than $91,000 and won 2 from 3 starts and ran second in the third. There's a couple of horses in the upcoming Trapeze Stakes on Friday, December 17th at Remington Park. She's All In was a multiple champion, one of the great mares that ran at Remington Park in its history, and they have a race named after her. She's All In is a 1 mile and 70-yard event for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. Another $100,000 purse, and she has a daughter in this race. She's All Wolf, an Oklahoma bred by Magna graduate out of She's All In. One thing they have in common is winning the Oklahoma Classics Distaff. She's All In won it 3 times, and here this year, She's All Wolf won it for the 2nd time in a row. She's All Wolf, an earner of $390,000. Trained by Donnie Von Hemel. Regular rider is Richard Aramia, who will be in the irons on Friday night. She's All Wolf, a top contender and part of the local contingent that will be competing for the winner's share of that $100,000 purse in the She's All In Stakes on Friday night at Remington Park. The Springboard Mile, the big race. Implications regarding the Kentucky Derby in this one. It's a 1 mile race, $400,000 a purse, 4 freshmen, the 2-year-olds running in this one. Now, for eligible horses, Kentucky Derby qualifying points will be given to the 1st through 4th place finishers, 10, 4, 2, and 1 points respectively in that. And again, that's for eligible horses, and those are qualifying points that will help the horses get into the Kentucky Derby first Saturday in May in 2022. Now, one of the local horses of the local contingent that will be vying for the $400,000, the winner's share of that $400,000 purse is Rowdy Rascal. He has 3 wins from 4 starts at Remington Park, 2 of those stakes races. Most recently, the Don McNeil Stakes. Rowdy Rascal living up to his name there, but he takes his racing seriously. The Don McNeil Stakes. Here's Rowdy Rascal, the 9-horse, pulling away to win by a couple of lengths. That wasn't the case in the Oklahoma Classics Juvenile about a month before that, where he barely got up to get a nose victory, maybe a head at the wire. Trained by Boyd Castor, Freddie Manrique will be in the irons on Friday night aboard Rowdy Rascal, probably the top local horse that will be considered in that race. Now, one of the big shippers and the morning line favorite in the Springboard Mile is Make It Big, who won an Ocala Breeders' Sale sprint race at 7 furlongs at Gulfstream Park. Ocala Stud Juvenile Sprint Stakes, Make It Big won that race by 2 1/4 lengths. The colt is now 2 for 2 with earnings of $63,000 plus. The colt's been on the grounds for a few days. We talked to the trainer's assistant, Sarah Schaefer, about the horse and how he's settling in and what the owners think about their horse.
Think highly of him, and I know that the manager for Red Oak, they had this race picked out for him. They thought it was a good spot, and it lined up well for him. He's had a little time in between his stake win, so he should come back good for this one.
So what's been his regimen here in Oklahoma City since he got here? What have you been doing?
So far, he's king of the castle. I mean, he's the only horse we have, so he's getting all of our attention and gets out in the afternoons for a nice walk and goes out to the track. He stands for as long as he wants to. We went out today for the first time. He went across the surface very nicely, and he's comfortable out there, and he soaks it all in. He's very smart.
Again, make it big. The morning line favorite from the Safi Joseph training stable, Jose Ortiz, will be in the irons. Make It Big's a son of Neolithic out of the Congrats mare Ruby on My Mind. He's a Florida bred, coming off a big victory at Gulfstream Park and aimed towards the Springboard Mile on Friday night at Remington Park. Also on the card that night, the You See It Stakes. 3-year-old fillies going in that one, running 1 mile. And the Jim Thorpe Stakes, $70,000 in the purse for 3-year-olds. Again, going 1 mile. The morning line favorite in that is Number One Dude. The favorite in the You See It Stakes is Sunday Flashback. Both locally based horses. They'll be taking part in the closing day festivities at Remington Park. Again, 5 stakes races on the card, topped off by the Springboard Mile. Now tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, we'll have several more horses for you to look at that will be involved in these stakes races. We hope you join us back then. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties that got us on a late start here this evening, but we got those worked out, and all should be good going forward. We appreciate you being with us tonight. I'm Keith Stahl-Voorhees. Have a good evening, and good night.
Remington Park Update is sponsored by the Thoroughbred Racing Association of Oklahoma.